Okay, sorry about that. We just put a story up. It's kind of interesting, actually. Mindy McCready, we found out, just filed legal papers to try to get a gag order against her mother.
Right. I guess her mother has custody, a guardianship over her son right now. And there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of bad blood, I think, between Mindy and her mother. And so her mother allegedly has been going to the media and reporting some things, both false and true, that Mindy wouldn't want to get out, including her certain medical information, according to the papers, certain medical information, some attorney-client privilege documents that Mindy had that her mom got access to. So she's asked the court to gag her mother.
Well, also, but it's more than that. Mindy was saying that she broke her toe a couple of days ago. She had a lot of pain. Her mom gave her Darvocet, which is a painkiller, which she's saying you shouldn't give an addict, number one.
Right.
But gave her 4 Darvocet, and she had a reaction, and then the mom called 911.
Right.
The mom is saying she tried to commit suicide, and Mindy is talking about erroneous information, so she's suggesting that the mom is lying about that.
Right, and then part of it also is that Mindy is trying to get the guardianship taken away from her mother and given to her father. You have to presume that the mother and father are no longer together, and give it to the father because she said, and part of that petition is the fact that she alleges that her mother was giving her, an addict, a recovering addict, the Darvocet.
But what's interesting is they are saying that, Mindy is saying that her mom is trying to sabotage her relationship with her kid.
Right.
By doing all of this.
Her kid is, I think, 3 or 4. 2006 was sometime in 2006.
2 of the biggest TV series in the last decade finished recently, so what's your overall thoughts on Lost and 24?
We've talked about Lost a lot.
Boy, Lost is really, I gotta say, I stopped watching it a while ago. It was just too hard to follow.
Yeah.
But we have the funniest thing on the show today. Sarah Silverman was, it is so great. So we got Sarah Silverman out, and she's trying to explain the finale of Lost. And it is so convoluted, but so hysterical. It's great. You should see it just to see her explanation. It's really funny.
And I got to say, I was one of the last people that I know that stuck with 24 until the end. I watched every episode of every season. It was terrible. The last season was terrible. The last episode, the finale, was the best episode of that show that I've seen in maybe 4 or 5 years.
Really?
Fantastic. 2 hours, great Jack Bauer stuff. Chloe was great. The president was great. A good, terrific ending. Wrapped up the whole show. And actually left open the possibility of a great movie, too.
Huh. Well, I thought they said they weren't doing a movie.
And what happens when they throw $100 million at you? You tend to do things.
If Lindsay goes to rehab, will this whole trial Scram bracelet and bail thing go away? No. She can't just go to rehab now. The judge still has to decide, did she violate her probation? And that is separate and apart from what she does in the future. The judge is going to be looking to the past to see if she violated. She clearly violated at least 2 of the terms of her probation. She only attended 10 of the 13 alcohol classes, and she didn't attend them at 7-day intervals.
Right.
So the question is, what is the judge going to do with that information? The judge is clearly ticked off that Lindsay didn't go to court last Thursday, felt that she was kind of thumbing her nose at the judge, didn't complete the courses. So even if she goes, it's something the judge would probably consider in terms of what to do, but it's not going to go away.
Yeah, it's only going to go away after she does whatever penance she has to do for violating the law.
Did anyone bother watching American Idol last night? I did.
Something tells me about 75 million Americans watched it.
Yeah, no. I watched it, and I was actually, I got to say, I was rooting for Lee, but he choked. And, it may have been the crowd or whatever, but, and again, on the show tonight, we have the telltale sign of what shows us he choked. And it has to do with saliva.
Yeah.
But he choked. But who knows? It's not just a singing competition. Crystal clearly won. But there's a second side to it, which is likability. And he's really likable.
He was. Well, last night, I think he was so nervous.
He was really
that
nervous.
He did not come off as likable. She actually had a crowning performance last night in every way. So
if it's on singing, she so wins from last night.
But even personality, just last night, because he's been so much better throughout the season. She was much more on her game.
He was deer in the headlights.
Yeah, he really was.
People have been commenting on the Lilo hair dye article that the chemicals from the dye can create false positive with a Scram bracelet. Is that true? I asked about that this morning, and everybody said no, that there isn't. Peroxide is not alcohol.
That's right. Right. That's what
I don't think hair dye does it.
That's what the group of scientists that we had in the meeting said.
Right. About the Juan Carlos Cruz case, did anyone talk to Jennifer Campbell yet? What does she have to say about her husband claiming that she wanted to die? Well, she is really mum on the subject, but I can say that Jennifer Campbell made no secret of this to members of her church and to people in other organizations she was in, that she wanted to end her life, though she knew and said that it was a mortal sin in the Catholic Church. So she has been extremely vocal, and we know that the DA and the police know about this as well. They know that she has talked about this for many, many years. And the police and the DA know that this story is credible. I mean, that's the thing. As crazy as it sounds, they are not going to argue that this is some made-up story. They already are privately conceding that it's credible.
It is fascinating from a legal point of view of what happens if he makes sort of an assisted suicide argument. I mean, assisted suicide is illegal in California, and...
Well, not just my understanding is if you hire somebody to kill you, that's attempted murder. Yeah, I would do it. Okay.
I don't know. That's right. I think one of the elements of murder is that you're trying to kill another person.
And if you're conspiring, this is conspiracy. This is attempted murder, even if it's on yourself. There's a quirk in the law in this thing.
Wow, that's interesting. I hadn't heard that. That's interesting.
But you understand logically.
Yeah,
why.
I can. Except you get to
because suicide is a crime, and if you hire somebody else to kill, that becomes murder.
And
if you
suicide,
that's right.
Oh,
it's murder. So you could be charged with attempted murder or conspiracy to commit murder against yourself, when if you did it yourself, it would be a suicide and not murder.
That's really interesting. I'm not sure I buy it from a legal point of view, but I love the logic.
No, there's precedent on this.
You've actually seen, you've gotten enough information that you're pretty confident?
There's precedent,
wow,
yeah.
I'm shocked about that.
I know. But when you think about it logically...
You do the steps, you get there, right?
Right. Can you please explain the Rihanna case a bit more? I don't understand her personal trainer can owe her money. You want to do this?
Yeah, so the personal trainer a few months back sued Rihanna, saying that she had been stiffed out of $25,000 or $26,000 in personal training fees. Rihanna countersued, saying that she had actually given this personal trainer in advance $8,000 a month for a period of time, we don't know exactly how long, in advance, and had never received the personal training services for that money. So that's why she says the personal trainer still has $24,000 of Rihanna's money, and then has another $2,000 or $3,000 worth of she I guess incidentals at hotels when she was on the road with Rihanna that she charged through to Rihanna that Rihanna had no obligation to pay. Hence, you get Rihanna's $27,000 countersuit.
I love this. Do you really think Lindsay is not drinking alcohol or drugs? I really think she's clean right now. I mean, it's very early, but if you look at her face, I mean, the puffiness is really down.
Yeah.
I mean, she looks so much better than she did in court a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
I mean, she discernibly looks better.
Yeah.
Discernibly.
You wonder, though, if she truly is an addict...
can she do it?
Can she do it? Right.
Can she do it? And that's the open question.
Well, I guess she's getting to rehab once a week at least, right?
Well, she's going to class. Class is not... Rehab is way more intensive.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's dicey.
Maybe she's more addicted to the party lifestyle than the actual substances themselves. I don't know.